Husbands, if you've ever made a huge mistake involving your wife, you'll know a little bit about it, what it felt in this experience. I like to take along with me a little chest, but it just would not have survived the plane trip here. My wife's great-grandfather built an armoire that is child size for his daughter. It's been passed down through the family a number of years, and at least through two mothers. It stands just about this high. It has very delicate row of shelves that go up and down and beautiful carvings on the edges. And then on the other side, it has a big round mirror with a wooden frame around it. And the mirror itself was beveled, so it had a round area that would slant back in. It had a beautiful little marble top on it, and then a row of drawers underneath it. We knew it was delicate. It was a beautiful thing, but in one of the moves, as we were moving, it got placed in the garage on top of a number of boxes. I'm sure the person that put it there, who looks something like me, thought it would be safe there. And I went out into the garage as we were making this move, and I began to move things around, and if I didn't somehow dislodge that chest, and it fell 5 feet from the top of the boxes onto the cement floor of the garage below. I didn't realize that wood could shatter. When it hit the floor, it broke into small pieces and scattered around the floor. Now, my heart went almost 5 feet below the cement floor because I was going to have to be the one that had to explain to the wife what had happened to her chest. And I remember thinking about things like that. I could maybe come up with some kind of a story, or maybe I could explain that the wind was blowing through the garage and dislodged it or some other thing. But the truth seemed to be the right thing to do. So I went to my wife and explained what had happened. And I did it in the nicest way I could. And she was brokenhearted, burst into tears. The thought of this thing being ruined was terrible. I had taken a shoe box and kind of filled it with the pieces that were left, and another box, put some of them in there, and there it sat for a number of years. During the time that it sat around, I kept thinking, wouldn't it be neat someday to find somebody could make something good about that? And when I joined Western Adventist Foundation, I had the fun task of meeting with an auctioneer who would auction off the collectibles from estates for us. And in that capacity, I met a man that worked for the auction company that could do furniture repair. And I took them the shoe boxes and said, "Can you do anything with this?" And he said, "Yeah, that's interesting. I think I can." It took him about 6 months, but he finally got it done just in time for me to present it to my wife as a Christmas present, all put together. Now, it was amazing that he could take so many pieces of old thing and glue and shape it and put it back together, and it looked exactly like it did before I broke it. It's amazing what some people are able to do. But what I'd like to share with you is that God is even more amazing. No matter how much your life is broken apart, no matter how hard you've tried to put it together, God has the ability to do something that you don't. And He can put anything back together again. The good thing is, He wants badly to have a part in putting you back together again. In Genesis 1:26, we find that you were made in the image of God. And God, I believe, would like nothing better than to have a shot at recreating that image in you again. The book Gospel Workers, page 41, says Jesus Christ It was his mission to bring you to men complete restoration. He came to give them health and peace and perfection of character. You see, loved one, he wants to restore you to his image here on earth and the experience of the heavenly kingdom. I want you to notice that it is the master restorer that does the work, not the broken person. Let me say that again. It's the master restorer that does the work, not the person. That was the hardest thing for me to figure out in life. Growing up in a Seventh-day Adventist family, going to parochial school all my life, I was trying to climb the stairway to heaven. And I knew I was going to fall off just like some of the brightest lights did. And I was so frustrated till God showed me that he just wanted me to place myself within his care and to look and learn of his empowerment and allow him the room to shape and make and change and modify me. He had the power. I didn't. He had the skill. I didn't. He could see what he could make me. I couldn't. God is truly the master restorer. He is truly the master restorer.